Hello, Divine Feminine. It is time for another Divine Masculine reading today. Thanks for being here and being part of the Conduits community. We love you guys, and having the honor and privilege to serve you is an absolute blessing every single day that we are extraordinarily grateful for. So your support means a lot to us. We wouldn't be able to be here if it wasn't for you guys. And all we want to do is give you guys something, beneficial and useful in return to help you guys along your path and your journey. So we really appreciate the support. When you guys reach out and comment under the videos. We read all of them. I read all of them. I comment on most of them. And, the journey that you guys are all on is near and dear to my heart because I'm on it too. So, having the opportunity to connect with all of you really means a lot to me and to all of us here at the Conduits. So, thank you. And if you guys can always help us out, if you're new to the channel and you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so. And if you like our videos and you're not new to the channel, please hit like. It helps us to get out to more people within the Twin Flame community, to get the messages out to everyone that everyone needs to hear. So thank you for that, you guys. We have had a pretty cool week of readings so far. Last week, the number 7 reading was utterly ridiculous, and I loved it. And all of your comments on it were so fun to read. The way that affected everyone was really, really cool. And I was so glad to hear all of the stories around all of your 7 experiences that day too. And even today on my way home from dropping my kids off, there was a Blue Moon truck delivering to the Maverick here by my house, which I just had to giggle about because all that stuff took place, on the Blue Moon and the super blue moon. And I have been seeing stuff about that showing up a lot as well. So I don't know about you guys, but that's been showing up a lot in my reality. And these cards are so slippery. I'm going to drop them. But hopefully everything has been going well with you guys. That girl's got some pretty hair, right? I want hair like that. Hopefully you guys are doing well and things are going in a positive direction for you. We are here for you either way. And something to point out is if things are not going in a positive way or what you would deem positive right now, that does not mean that there's not value in it, you guys. There absolutely is still value in it. And that's how you kind of get yourselves out of it, is by recognizing that there's value in it and then being grateful for the valuable part of those experiences. Because even the negative things we experience have a duality. There's positive and negative towards everything. Dualism is part of the blueprint of this world, this realm, and understanding it, reconciling those differences, seeing, the connection between these supposedly opposites helps us to collapse duality and see how the two become one. And that's especially important on your twin flame journey because that's part of the union experience that you are learning and understanding. Inner union creates outer union. So we must seek that inner union first, right? Inner union creates outer union. Keep that in the forefront of your mind. As within, so without. This journey is beautiful, but it's also difficult. This journey is fun, but it's also miserable. See how that works? Two things can be true at the same time. It's a reconciliation of opposites. As my friend said very recently in one of our group calls, a very wise friend of mine whom I care for very deeply. All right, at the bottom of the deck today, oh, by the way, the group calls are phenomenal. You guys should check them out. They're only going to be available to you guys for a little bit longer after we launch our course, which is going to be in the next couple of weeks. You will not be able to purchase group calls without, going through the course first. And there's a reason behind this, because the course is going to teach the basics and the fundamentals, the foundation. And then when you get into the group calls, you'll already have that basic, foundation, that way you can get into the group calls and be at a certain level. But anybody who's already purchased the group calls will, of course, be grandfathered into that. So you wouldn't have to do that, because we've been teaching some of those things in the group calls right now. But once those, group calls are switched over, it's the course that will teach those fundamentals, and then we will elevate from there in the group calls and, teach some more of the advanced things that you need to know on the journey. So if you're interested in the group calls right now, or getting in on that before we kind of change the structure of things, right now is a time to jump into that. We have several options. All right, so at the bottom of the deck today, we have 4 of Swords as the overall reading, or overall energy for the reading. Here, let me get you guys a number. All right, we have 5 and 1, so 6 or 51 or 15. Those are your numbers for today. And so with 4 of Swords as the overall energy for the reading today, renewal, solitude, recovery, taking time to rest, that is like a really kind of good energy for this reading today. That means that, taking time to refuel or heal yourself, giving yourself some time to put things into perspective. We all need that at different points in time. So your divine masculine is in a place of needing that. So if you have any kind of separation going on right now, it is for both of you. Okay. If they need it, then you need it. That's just flat out the way that it is. And so, you can kind of apply that to your journey as well, divine feminine. But your divine masculine is needing some of that time. I guess they just kind of need a little bit of a time to figure out how they actually feel about things. So let's get into this reading and figure out why that might be. In recent past, we have Temperance. So your divine masculine has been looking to balance themselves out, which means that they're probably pretty mature in a lot of ways. Your divine masculine might be older, or they have a pretty mature perspective and outlook already if they're young still. So there's some wisdom in your divine masculine, because they have this kind of inner knowing that, like, keeping things balanced, keeping things, somewhat structured, but balanced with that structure, like the right amount of chaos and order they understand that. So seeking harmony, you know, the right amount of play, but then the right amount of work and dedication, the right amount of spending time with someone, but not overspending time with someone. These are all things that are important to your divine masculine in order to keep things balanced, harmonious, and healthy. That is an important thing for them. Now, if they haven't discovered that that is important to them yet, it is something that they need to discover. So it's possible that this is how they already are, or it's possible that maybe they haven't actually achieved this yet, but there is a pull towards this. So there's different levels of maturity that with different divine masculines that this could be representing. Either they need structure and balance and, you know, the right amount of chaos and order, or they already focus on that and it's a big part of why they do what they do. So you'll have to kind of look at that and see how that applies to your current situation, or your past, I should say, situation with your divine masculine. So in their karmic relationship, we have Four of Wands in reverse and King of Cups in reverse. So with King of Cups in reverse, there's something abusive in this karmic situation. There's something that is not healthy. There's manipulation that's going on, and that could come from both sides of the playing field. It may not just be the divine masculine's karmic that's acting and behaving that way. It could very much be a mutual issue between the two of them, because like does attract like. If your divine masculine is acting and behaving that way toward the karmic, then it's probably like a dual, like back and forth thing, and they have attracted someone into their life that is similar in nature in order to teach your divine masculine lessons of what it feels like to be treated poorly, so that they stop doing that to others. But it could also be that your divine masculine is not like that, but they have certain personality traits that maybe they kind of have a little bit of a martyr perspective. They're kind of a doormat, and so they're being mistreated by someone who's a user, kind of a vampiric personality type, a taker. And there's lessons also in that your divine masculine needs to learn in order to step up and stand up for themselves, which means that a breakup is absolutely along the path, because this isn't a sustainable relationship if that's the case. So there's different ways that can manifest. But we also have Four of Wands in reverse, which that's breakup right there. That's absolutely a breakup. This is not sustainable. Regardless of why it's happening, like whatever the lesson is that your divine masculine needs to learn, regardless of the story, this is not the kind of relationship that anyone should be in for long periods of time. People that stay in these kinds of relationships end up losing themselves. And they're toxic and volatile. So whatever the karmic situation is that they've been dealing with, it has not been a good one. They're not feeling love and tenderness and acceptance and love. Like they're not feeling that. Instead, they're feeling judged and shamed and guilted, and they could be doing the same thing to their partner. However, they're going to learn some difficult lessons from this. This is going to be a difficult situation for your divine masculine to get away from and to untangle themselves, which is probably why the overall situation for this reading is rest and retreat. And right here, since we have Temperance, this situation right here is the reason why your divine masculine is craving balance and harmony. So this is something that they're already aware that they need, or they're becoming very, very aware that they need. Either way, it's as a result of this toxic relationship over here. So that's a hard and tough lesson for your divine masculine. Now toward you, we have Nine of Swords and then also Judgment. Okay, so with Nine of Swords, we have a feeling of like serious anxiety, grief, depression, upset. You know, this is some pretty serious dark night of the soul energy is what I'm getting. And that coupled along with Judgment, it's giving you clarity, it's a wake-up call, and it's leading you to your life's purpose, Divine Feminine. So I really see clearly like all the difficult stuff that you've gone through, the times you felt stabbed in the back, the times that you felt like, you know, things happened unfairly. You're getting to this place of like everything just breaking down, like, you know, really just, that's some harmful stuff. Okay. That is leading you to actually blossom into like, this is like the rising of the phoenix right here. That's what I see. It really is. It's the difficulties that created like the strength within you. Pretty much every hero story out there, the hero only became the hero because they experienced extreme tragedy first. And it was the tragedy that shaped and molded them into the hero that they became. And this is what I see happening for you, Divine Feminine. You are the hero of your own journey. You have embarked upon the hero's journey, and it is transforming you into who your full potential really is. In order to reach this full potential, you had to go through what you were not. You had to experience what you were not in order to really self-actualize into your highest potential. That's cool. And this is how your divine masculine is seeing you. They see you as extraordinary. They're like in awe with what you are and who you represent yourself to be. Like even if you don't feel like you've achieved this and you feel like you're still here, this is how they see you. This is what they know you are. That might actually terrify the crap out of them though, because they do not feel that they're at that level because of where they're at right here. And you have shone. You've been shining, here, we'll do that. You've been shining a light on them that has given them an awareness that this is just unhealthy and that there is something more to strive for. You're giving them hope. But they may be shying away from you out of embarrassment or fear, but those are issues that they need to work through in order to find the balance and harmony that they're working towards. And that's going to take a period of isolation for your divine masculine. Currently, Wheel of Fortune. So there is going to be right now in your current situation, you may see certain things kind of shifting. You may have been on this journey for a while, or you're pretty new to it, but you've had certain breakthroughs that are helping you to like create some harmony within, like you're reconciling certain things within you. And so you're starting to see shifts outside. And one of those shifts is shifts that are taking place in your divine masculine. You're seeing something happen with them that's a little bit different than what you've seen before. Maybe there's like a glimmer of like, you know, that they're finally starting to recognize and realize like, hey, I got to get out of this situation. I can't be in this anymore with this karmic situation. And you're seeing that they're taking some actual action steps toward leaving that situation and to create something better for themselves. Maybe you're seeing a little bit of like them actually having some self-esteem that's kind of starting to like show up whereas maybe before they didn't. They may sometimes try to appear to be really confident, but you can see under the surface that they're not as confident as they actually try to like portray themselves to be. But maybe you're actually seeing some shifts where that confidence is actually showing through. But a lot of that has to do with the encounter with you, because it's helped them to put some things into perspective and to see things with more clarity. So you're going to see a shift. Like, you've either already seen it, you're seeing it right now, or you're going to see it extreme, because this is present moment. So you're going to see it like really, really soon. And in the karmic situation, we have 8 of Cups and Page of Pentacles. So with 8 of Cups, we have, more withdrawal and retreat, to put things into perspective and to gain clarity. But then we also have Page of Pentacles, that's coupled along with it. So maybe they're like they're taking action to free themselves from this situation. They're taking actual like action steps to free themselves. Maybe they're doing something differently with their job. Maybe they're setting some money off to the side. Maybe they're taking some classes to better themselves, or they're watching things that are positive and uplifting, like to change their perspective. So they are taking action towards exiting and freeing themselves from the bind. Now it seems like it's the relationship that's binding them, but it's really not. It's the mental perception that's keeping them bound into this. And so their perceptions are changing, and that has a lot to do with you, Divine Feminine, as to why that's happening. And then toward you, we have Queen of Swords and 3 of Swords. So, excuse me, with 3 of Swords, you may be experiencing heartbreak and like a breakup yourself. You might be going through your own transition from relationships that has to take place. It's the breaking down of the old so that the new can come in. And it looks to me like you have some of that going on too. You either had a recent breakup, or you're going through a breakup, or you need to go through a breakup because you're not happy in the relationship that you're in. You're not feeling fulfillment. And then we also have Queen of Swords, which is you have what it takes. Like, you're being super honest with yourself. You're taking personal accountability. You're going within and really looking at, like, why do I tick the way that I tick? And taking personal accountability. And then making changes. You're doing the work that needs to be done for self-improvement. And that's tough work to do. Not everybody's willing to do it, but you definitely have been and are. So this is good for you. And your Divine Masculine sees you as a leader in that. Like, you're the one doing it and they're kind of following. You're so inspirational for them. Even if you don't feel like it, you are, because you're like getting the stuff done and you're making things happen, and your logic and your intuition are like, coming together in a way that your Divine Masculine sees you as an ideal example of kind of like what possibilities are and what to strive for themselves. In the near future, we have Page of Swords in reverse. So there's going to be something that's going to happen to your Divine Masculine that is going to shake them a little bit. Something's going to come in. It's not going to be like a giant tower moment, but it is going to shake them a little bit. It's going to like kind of like jolt them into some important realizations that are necessary in order for them to align with like that higher source, that higher purpose. Source, God, is working in your Divine Masculine's favor, just like it is for you. And so you can have faith that as you're going through this awakening process and connecting to Source, The same thing is happening for your divine masculine, even if it looks different and their circumstances and their trials and tribulations are different than yours. It's also happening for them. They're just as connected to that as you are, even if they don't fully understand the connection the way that you do, divine feminine. That's just the difference between the masculine and the feminine energies in this dynamic. Now, again, this is not about gender, okay? It's not about gender. It's about energy. Divine feminine energy is always negative polarized. Divine feminine is always, or divine masculine is always represented by the positive polarity. That is just set, that's fixed, and it can't change. You are receptive, which is why you're going through the awakening the way that you are. Your divine masculine is like projective. So they project it out into the world, into the 3D. Okay, you are really connected to the inner because you're receptive. They are connected to the outer. So how the journey manifests is going to be different between the two of you. However, it's a beautiful flow of energy between the two of you. And it is leading you guys to the same destination. It's a balancing that's taking place between the two of you. Inner union creates outer union. As you seek that, you can be guaranteed that your divine masculine is too, whether they're conscious of it or not. Now, recent or near future for your divine masculine, as far as the karmic situation, these are two interesting cards to have together. So we have the Lovers in reverse, which means breakup, divorce, arguments. This is done. There's just discord, bad choices, regrets. They can't deal with it anymore. They have to break up. This cannot go on any longer. It's done. It's over. They're moving on from each other at this point. They're moving out. They don't want to even be around each other. Hopefully it's somewhat amicable, like maybe some healing has taken place at this point in time, because that would be, that would help your divine masculine to heal, to have it be somewhat amicable. But they both know that this is not working out and that they have got to separate. And maybe at some point in time, some healing conversations can take place, but they have to get away from each other's energy. They cannot be around each other anymore. It's way too toxic. You have that coupled along with the Hermit, which is, again, same theme I'm seeing over and over again. Your divine masculine needs some time and some space to process all this crap. They need to go through a period of regeneration and contemplation so that they can put things into perspective and learn the lessons that they need to learn. This karmic relationship was important in their spiritual growth. They needed to go through these tough things because they had to learn some really tough lessons. And so that period of time, it's almost like a dark night of the soul for them. Seriously, like however that manifests for divine masculine, which is different for them, but they've gone through some darkness. But the darkness serves the light, remember. Okay, it illuminates what we need to see. And so there is value in it. Okay, we don't want to remain there, but we can look at that and say, what does this teach me? And that's exactly what your divine masculine is doing with the inspiration that they have gotten from the encounter with you. Now, toward you, we have the Emperor and then 7 of Swords in reverse. So with the Emperor, we have, of course, respect, leadership, and it kind of like feeling toward you like they just admire the heck out of you. They really see your strength. They do. And they want to be like that themselves. And the truth is they can be. Of course they can be. You guys are one and the same at the core. So they have that potential within them. And that's why they admire you so much, because you're helping them to see that within themselves. The connection between the two of you is extraordinary and it's strong. And it's meant to be. With 7 of Swords in reverse, we have this strong desire for your divine masculine to make amends with you. They want to reach out and remedy or rectify anything that may have gone misunderstood, anything that may not have made sense at the time. They want to bring clarity to you and to them. So they're really going to be pushing for an opportunity after this period of like isolation that they need to go through. Suddenly they're going to like put some of these pieces of the puzzle together, and they're going to have a strong desire and push and pull to reach out to you and get clarity and give clarity. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be balanced and ready for like physical union at that point. So don't like, when that comes in, don't like think like, oh, that means automatic like union. No, union is something that you already are at the core. Okay. So you need to not be worried about it. You got to trust and have faith in the journey, that things are happening and being presented as they need to for that growth to take place. It's really about you connecting with source and then them connecting with source. And again, it's not going to look the same for both of you. However, same destination. So you have two hands performing, different tasks, but they're working toward the same goal. I'm not more my left hand than I am my right hand. I have both of them. They're both a part of me. No matter what they're doing, whether it's separate or together, they can't really be separated because they're part of the same body, right? So two hands, one body, two bodies, one soul, two paths, two tasks, one destination, one goal. Okay, that is you and your divine masculine. All right, let's get you guys a oracle card. I hope you guys liked this reading. I thought it was a good one. It was no sevens, right? But I'm just kidding. I love that one. That was super cool. That was an interesting and amazing, set of synchronicities that took place on camera, which I was so happy to have the opportunity to share something so powerful with all of you. But all of these readings, the readings are amazing, especially when we look at them and realize that it's us who interprets it. It's going to be different for all of you, the way that you look at and interpret this, right? Perception is everything. And that's the journey, is looking and realizing that you control the perception. Two things can be true at once. Free will and destiny. Both exist. How, you ask? Well, we can go into that through the calls and through the courses that we're developing. All right, here's our card. Observation. Let's see. Observation. The crow watches the spider, intrigued by how it catches its meals. The crow could simply pluck that spider right up, but instead it decides to learn a little first. Observation asks that you hold back from reacting and take some time to analyze the situation. There may be something of value that will only reveal itself if given the time. This card may also indicate that you would be better served by being a spectator and staying out of a situation. You will learn more from listening than from talking. It's true. Sometimes inspired action is no action at all. And I think we have seen that theme a lot throughout this reading, of taking time to just put things in perspective, to analyze, to look, to connect the dots. And so this is definitely coming up for your divine masculine in that sense, because we saw that throughout this reading. They need some time and some space to just observe themselves, to observe how things happened in their life up until now, to observe and do self-analysis, and to learn some pretty deep lessons. But you do as well, Divine Feminine. And maybe this is one of those situations where you just need to sit back, relax, and allow. And know that the spirit that flows within you is the same spirit that flows within them. It's the same spirit that flows within all things. And what you need is being manifest. What you want is being manifest. The universe gives us what we need to evolve in order to give us what we want. 2 paths, 1 destination. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here for this reading. And I'm looking forward to reading your comments as always. And again, don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care, you guys.